What's going on, everybody? I need a little bit of help. Hey everybody, this is Lamar with MF Research, and today what I've got is a little bit of a problem. If you go back a few videos, I did an overview or an unboxing almost of the Data Crew water slider, and I had an idea of what I was going to use it for, but it didn't quite pan out. So now I'm trying to figure out the best way to use it because I really like it and don't want to sell it or get rid of it, but I just want to find the best use for it since I do like it so much. So I've been brainstorming over the past few months trying to figure out how I want to use it. I've been trying it different ways. So I thought now I'd make a video, put it all together, share what I got, and get some feedback from the folks out there and see what you think and if you have any recommendations. So now what I plan to do is walk you through each of the loadouts that I've been using. I've been trying them, some a couple of days, some a couple of weeks, just enough time for I feel like I have a good understanding of if I like the method or not, or what I want to take from it, or what I've learned. So I'm going to share with you each of those, give kind of an overview of how it's loaded out, and then in the corner, I'm not going to really talk about it too much, but I'm going to go over it all here now. I'm going to have a little graph, and back from playing video games and watching anime and stuff like that, I like how they have like the fighters' strengths organized. So I'm going to use a radar plot. And you're going to see it in the corner, and it's going to have kind of a scaling of each of the factors in each layout. So how well the water slider does in this particular category combined with how well the particular category meets my needs. So the one that you see in the corner right now is what I would consider kind of the standard. This is how I would rate my alpaca hub pouch. So use this, take a look at this. You can pause it right here to just get a feel of kind of like a baseline almost. So now let's talk about each of the categories so you know how I'm rating and how I'm ranking going in. So first off is ease of access. And what I mean to that is how easy in the configuration it is to access the pouch. So using the hub pouch as an example, when I'm using it as my pocket replacement EDC, it's easier to access when it's on my hip clipped versus when it's in my bag. Another example of that would be if I'm using it as, say, a tech EDC, it's easier to access in my bag because it's going to be right there with all of the tech that I need. So I can open it all up and it's all right there at one time. Versatility to me in this particular use is how well it can go from day to day to loadout. Can I take it to work? Does it make sense? Can I take it with the family going somewhere? Does it make sense to use? Can I take it, out on a trip, out on a motorcycle ride? Does it fit in multiple applications? Is kind of what I'm looking at when I'm saying versatility. Sometimes there's a single use for a particular loadout and it's only good for that. For example, if I have a tech EDC loadout and I have none of my tech on me, it doesn't do me any good. Conversely, if I have, like I said, my pocket replacement EDC, that's going to be used all the time. So I hope that makes sense. And now weight. So as I load it out for the things that I need in that layout, how does the weight, how does it feel? Is it heavy? Is it gonna weigh me down if I'm gonna try to clip it to something? What I mean of utilization of the storage is how each individual loadout is either hurt or hindered by the layout of the water slider. So do the pockets work with what I need? Do things fit properly? Can I get to things? Are things overlapping? Are tall things blocking shorter things? Just how that loadout is. And that took some trial and error just to figure out kind of the optimal layout in each solution. And some things didn't work as well as others, but you'll see that as we go through the video. Lamar from the computer editing here. As I was going through, I realized I didn't describe functionality, so I'm here to fix that now. While I use my old video of the bolster to demonstrate functionality. So functionality from my perspective and in this use is simply how well the pouch or the tool does the thing that it's supposed to do, or the thing that I was intending it to do. So in the case of a pouch, if I have it as, say, a first aid kit and it doesn't open flat and I can't access everything easily and quickly, it's not really having good functionality. So that's what I mean when I say functionality. So first up, where I really wanted to use it, because it's a little thicker than the hub pouch, I thought it'd be a good replacement for the hub pouch. Or I just took everything out of my alpaca hub pouch and put it in here. It still got plenty of room where the hub pouch actually felt kind of snug, and that was about all I can get in there. So that is one advantage to this guy. If you want to see a full comparison between the two, let me know in the comments and I'll do a comparison between the two pouches. I'll let you know what I think. So now let's open it up. I basically took everything in one side and put it in the other side. So I've got my key fob, my magnet, my Roby Vaughn flashlight. I've got 2 of my REs that were on the outside of the patch, put them right there on the inside. I've got my house key. I've got a few cards in the back. I've got my Big Eye Design copper pin. I've got my Gerber dime, some lip balm, my Civivi Altis. What I forgot to put in here is one of my compressed towels, but they could fit in here anywhere. There's still plenty of space in here. And like I said, I just threw everything in here from the other pouch just to test it out for a little while to see what I think, and forgot to put that in there. And I also have just a sanitizing wipe. So that usually stays in the back too. I didn't put anything in this side, so I just left that kind of empty. So I still have a ton of space when compared to the hub pouch. So I do like that. What I didn't like when carrying it is I didn't have the hub system. So attaching it to my belt or anything like that, or my pants, was kind of goofy. I just had to take this whole thing and shove it in my pocket. Not really a fan of that. I don't really think this works well for being in a pocket. It works better in a bag. And I think once I decide on the final loadout, I'll do a full review of the pouch itself and give my thoughts on where it excels and where I think it needs a little work. So a few months back, I saw a video from Marine X where he used the What a Slider as his ouchie boo boo kit. And I like that idea. He had it for his kids. I've got kids, so I thought I'd give it a shot too and use it for that and see what I think. So I'm just gonna start on the back. And right here, I've got just a pair of scissors, just in case you need to cut anything to get to it. And again, this is not going to be like a true first aid kit. I want to take some more first aid training before I do something like that. This is more for the kids, for cuts, scrapes, headaches, for me, things like that. So if you've seen in my other loadouts from traveling or work or whatever, usually I have a red pouch. A lot of this stuff just came straight from there, and some of the things I've added in there, I'm still tweaking that, and I'll do a video on that in the future of what that looks like. If this becomes a loadout for this pouch, you'll see it in detail. But what I have in here is just the contents of the pouch. Got a couple band-aids, just some basic ones. I've got to put some more of the kid-friendly band-aids. We've got a little Paw Patrol, a little Baby Shark. Got to put those in there. These are just some non-aspirin pain pills. I'm going to get rid of those, I think. And then we've got some antibiotic ointment. I'm going to get a tube of that and put that in there and replace all that. But again, this is just one of those standard kits you buy, so it's just got some things in there. Some burn cream, some more aspirin. Here in the back, more band-aids. Because if you've got kids, they're going to find ways to scrape, and I'm sure all my parents out there know that. So you got to have band-aids for different boo-boos. And then these with the scissors, I can kind of cut these to fit what I need. I had some medical tape in here, but I think I fell out or something like that, so that's okay. Some sting pads. If you've ever met my daughter and seen a bug around, you know why that's important. She is deathly afraid of anything that flies, can possibly sting, and all that stuff, so definitely got to keep her safe for that. Just little towelettes, a whole bunch of those, and some more sting pads. So just pads of stuff in there. Nothing too complicated. Just want to load it out. I've been thinking about this one a little bit, and I've got a spreadsheet ready for some things just to plan this out. And some more different size bandages. These I put in there myself. These are great for like knee scrapes and elbow scrapes and stuff like that. They fit on pretty good for the little guys, and definitely going to keep these in here. Put them right in there. Might even move them over here or something like that, just to have them right there quick and easy. I don't know, we'll see. Let me know what you guys think. One of the things I see with the What a Slider on Instagram a lot is it's used for your pocket art, your pocket trash, your fidgets, your morale patches, your coins, your worry stones, stuff like that is used for. I don't have a lot of that, but I thought I'd piece some of together what I have and use that and see how I feel about that going forward. So I'm gonna have a couple things in here and a couple fidgets that spark my interest. So I've got a couple motorcycle related things. I've got a Revit pin. I've got a pin from a motorcycle show that I went to. What year is this? See if it even has the year on it. 2017, 2018 year. So went to that one right before the pandemic. I don't have a lot of fidgets and stuff like that and pocket art, pocket trash. So I just thought I'd try to put something together that was a representation of what that would look like. Some of the things that interest me, some of the things that I have. And if I go this route, I may get a couple better things to fill it out. So here is that knockoff slider that I have. I keep it just to remind me of what not to do. And here is the better version. If you're gonna get you one of these instead. This little guy is actually my son's. It's his Tyrannosaurus Poppet. So if I were to take something like this around, I could have something like this for him to keep him distracted when I need to. So that's a good idea, something to consider. Now on this side, you guys know I'm a Black Panther fan. So on the hook and loop side, I got a hook and loop Black Panther patch not too long ago. So a lot of times I see what people do is they use the hook and loop in here for another RE or another patch or something like that. So I thought I'd do the same thing. Here's another little Black Panther that I have. I think he goes on a microphone or headphone cord or something like that, but I never used it. I just bought it and it's still here. Here's the revolver spinner. You've seen this in a video before. I'll link where I talk about this fidget and this fidget in the description, just so you can take a look if you're interested in these and what my thoughts on these are. I really like these. These are a lot of fun to mess with and stuff. So I think that's really it. Oh, I had one more thing. I had a for a motorcycle show in 2013. I went to the Suzuki booth. I had a Suzuki motorcycle at the time, and they were giving these coins away to Suzuki owners. So just stuff like this, like a little worry coin or something like that you could just have and you could just use. So just things to represent me and things that I like and my interests. So this would be my attempt at a pocket art, pocket trash, EDC kind of pouch kind of thing. I'm not really sure if this is a loadout I would use, because a lot of times if I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna have a couple fidgets and stuff like that, the most I'm gonna really have are these two guys that have something for my son, something for me, and maybe a backup. So all this stuff really wouldn't go with me, and I think my interest in things like that are reflected on enough of my things. So while it's an interesting idea, I may do something like that later. I don't necessarily think this is the one for me, but it was still a fun use and fun trying it out for a little bit. I do see why people actually use it for their pocket art and pocket trash, and I guess it does look good on Instagram when you do it right. Not saying that mine would, but it is pretty cool. This next one, I don't think I've seen anybody load a water slider, or a pouch for that matter, like this. I actually really enjoyed it while I was using it, but I'm gonna let you guys see it. I'm gonna keep it a little bit of a surprise, so take a look when we open it up and you'll see it. I know most EDCs that you see out there, you're gonna have things like multi-tools and band-aids and stuff like that. This one, you probably haven't seen anything like this, but as all of you should try to do with your EDC, make sure it's things that you need, things that'll make your day easier. And this setup right here will make my day easier. So if I take my son to the barbershop, this would be a good idea. I'm not gonna lie, I may have used some of this just before I recorded the video, but that's okay. So now I'm gonna show you what's inside. So this, I like to call my dad supplement pack. If you guys have a better name for it, let me know. So let's just go through what it is real quick. I'm sure you hadn't seen anything like this, and I'm going to tell you right up front, this is not going to be what I use this pouch for. I thought I'd have a little fun. I thought I'd try it out for a day or two just to see what I think. I am going to do something like this, just not with this pouch. This is, I think, overkill for this pouch, but it was still fun. So let's still go through it and see what I put in here. So I got a couple little pieces of Mamba candy. They're pretty cool. Lollipops. These are great for the barbershop. I have to take my son to the barbershop tomorrow, so I'm sure these will be getting used. So I'll just throw those straight in my bag from this video. Little candy like this is always good. These are kind of like Skittles. So my wife loves the Yum Earth brand, so we stick with that for most of our candy. I got this bad boy right here filled with Lifesavers. Kind of want to have stuff that won't melt easily. So that's the key in here, is it won't melt. And it's not anything chocolate. Although chocolate's my favorite type of candy, I'd rather have that. That's not what we got in here. So it's for everybody. So if you ever seen somebody, they just need a little piece of candy every now and then, this is something great for them. If you need a piece of candy every now and then, put your couple pieces of candy in a little pouch, you'll be good to go. My daughter likes these little flavored Tic Tacs. I personally think they're disgusting, but she's always trying to get some, so I've got some in there. She was actually in the store with me when I bought those. She was super excited because she knew at some point in time they were going to go to her because I wasn't going to eat them. And then I think the last thing we got in here, some Starburst. Once again, candy that really won't melt, kind of easy to pack away, just like that. Let me know what you think. What would you put in here? That's what I want to know. Let me know what you would add in here too, or a pouch just like this. So like I said, I'm going to do a pouch like this. It'll probably be in the next full EDC loadout video that I do, but it won't be this pouch. It definitely won't be this pouch. But again, like I said, it was a fun concept, and that's half of what I like doing, is trying stuff out, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work. So let's go on to the next one. And last up, but certainly not least, I've got, and it's probably my most popular video, my extended EDC. It goes with me everywhere when I have a full-size bag, but sometimes I don't want to take a full-size bag just to justify carrying the extended EDC. So what I thought I'd try to do is give myself a more compact, streamlined version of that and use that for cases when I just have my sling, or I can just throw it in the glove box of my car or something like that when I'm just going out for a small quick errand, or I'm not going to be out all day, or I'm not going to have the family with me or something like that. All right, so out here I had a pair of fingernail clippers. Again, I didn't want to buy anything for this kit right off. I wanted to use some of the things that I had, get proof of concept, and if I want something smaller or something that fits better, I think I will go with that once I confirm that it needs to be in here. And I will say, fingernail clippers, right now my nails seem to be cut, but if you look right there, that one broke. That happens all the time, and I'm always trimming out, having to touch something up. Kid has a hangnail or something like that, always need a pair of these. So what I do think is there's a couple out there that are a little more streamlined and the smaller footprint than this. So getting rid of all that, I think I will replace it with this, but I do like having these in here, and that's definitely a win. All right, so now let's open this guy up and take a look at everything that's inside. So when I bought the What A Slider, I actually bought this power bank too. Wasn't a great idea. You see how tight it fit in there? I might have to get something a little smaller. There's a few that are way smaller than this, thinner footprint. It's not really going to be to charge my phone completely. It will be more or less to top it off, or just to keep me, if I'm really low, just to keep me until I can get to like my car or something like that and charge it. This worked okay. It's mag safe. It's not like the upgraded one that has its own kickstand, but it was okay. I don't know if I recommend it. It kind of gets hot, but this is the one that I had. I bought it for here. It fits, but it's a little tighter than I would like. Here, I've always got some earplugs, depending on where you are. If it's loud, if you go to a concert, or if something's loud for like one of the kids, I can give them these. If I decide to pop into the range for a little bit and rent a little something and mess around there for a little bit, I can use this just to get me by. Tons of uses for these. If you're at a hotel and people are loud or something like that and you're trying to sleep, definitely comes in handy. Put your pair of earplugs in your bag. See how often you use them. All right, this flashlight right here, I put this in here as more of a proof of concept. I've had this flashlight forever. This is probably the oldest EDC flashlight I actually have. I got it on eBay for like free, actually. I had a gift card and I used it to get this, and I've had it for years. Nothing fancy, nothing special. There's better lights out there, but again, this was more for proof of concept, and it worked. One thing I did learn is I definitely could use a smaller footprint light. That would give me more space in here, and between cutting the space down on this and the battery, I've got more space for other things. And now I've done a whole video on this guy. Man, I love this thing. Victorinox Super Tinker. Nothing else needs to be said about it. It's going in. I don't know what's gonna happen with the loadout. I know this is going in here. That's one thing I know. So we'll move that out. Don't need to say anything else about that. If you saw my summer EDC haul, the next two things are going to be part of that. This is one of the mini Sharpies. I use one of these guys a day. So definitely they come in handy. Anytime I'm out with a bunch of kids, with my kids and some of their friends or something like that, we need to mark drinks. Clutch. That's all I'm going to say. This right here is some moldable glue. This was another guy that was in my summertime EDC haul. I'm actually gonna try to do a little short video putting this guy in action. I've got a couple things I gotta fix, and I'm gonna use some of it if I remember to do it and not just fix it beforehand. So be on the lookout for that. I'm probably gonna do it as a short because it shouldn't take too long to do, but be on the lookout for that. Sugru, moldable glue, awesome stuff. And then this right here, just a card. I think it's like a Dave & Buster's card, and I think it actually has some points on it. So whenever I get to the end of the roll, I'm going to Dave & Buster's and use it. So duct tape, thousands of uses for duct tape. Used duct tape yesterday, probably use it today, probably use it tomorrow. You've seen all 5 layouts. You've seen the graphs of all 5 layouts. I've got my feelings on them. I kind of think I know where I might be going, but I'm not 100% sure. So what I want from you guys out here for the next few weeks, and even if you're looking at this a few months, few years from now, I could always get another one and load it out a different way if some good recommendations come out there. So tell me what you think. Tell me which one was your favorite loadout. Tell me what you change, what you add, what you do differently, what maybe I'm forgetting. Just anything, because I'm not finalized 100%, and I can always add some of your recommendations to the loadout. And what I'll do is I'll finalize the loadout in a few weeks. I'll do a full review of the water slider along with showing how I'm actually going to use it day to day, because I think I'm really close and I think it's finally time to finalize it. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other. MF and Research, and I'm out.